Hey coaches, welcome back to Football Talk with Coach Chip here on the old YouTube. This is the companion video for the Let's Talk About Four Verticals concept. This is linked. If you came here from the link, you're aware of it. If you found this video on its own, look below and you'll see a link back to the other video that's more of a clinic talk, whiteboard session with diagrams, and I walk you through it. It's over 30 minutes of getting into detail of how we ran the Four Verts concept. This video is nothing but video clips of us doing it in games. Friday night action, a high school football team running the verts exactly the way I outlined it for you in the other video. So don't quit watching this one. Go ahead and keep watching it till the end, and then go to the description below, find the link to the other video, and go back and find the whiteboard session, the clinic talk, whatever how you want to. It's more like along those lines, if you know what I'm saying. All right, so before we get to the video clips, let's pay a few of the bills. GPS system, I was just checking my email, got 3 requests for it right now, waiting for me to open it. Only $100. And you say, only $100? Well, you think about what you pay for other systems. And I'm just saying, and it's something, even if you don't run exactly this style of offense, there's things in it can help you over the years. You just save the cockeyed thing on your computer, create a file, download it, and you'll have it forever. But here's the cool thing. I just send it to you. You check it out. If you like it, if it's something you can, this is right up my alley, or I can get a lot out of this, you send me the money. And if you don't, you just delete it and keep all the freebies that I send along with it, including the wristband creator on an Excel file. And you just get that free. All I ask is keep watching the channel, and maybe you'll eventually find something that can really help you get better at football, which is why we're doing this. So if the gunpowder spread system is something you might be interested in looking into, send me an email at siegel.chip@gmail.com. and I will send you a copy for a trial basis. If you like it, you pay me. If you don't, you just keep on moving down that road. Guys, it's a system. It's not an offense. It's not a formation. You can run pretty much not any, but almost any formation you want to. You can pretty much run your style of offense and find the things that we did. Because remember, we started as under center wing T and evolved into this because that's what our talent dictated to us. So it's not an offense. It's an offensive system. It's not a formation. It is an offensive system. It is a system. It is a way of approaching offensive football to capitalize on the talent or the lack thereof on your team. And you'll see that you can fit a lot of things into it. It's a very flexible system. So hit me up at siegel.chip@gmail.com for the gunpowder spread system manual. Spread them and shred them with GPS, baby. All right, the offensive line manual is still available to you. I've got paperbacks here at the house. I'll send to you, or you can go talk to our buddy Bezos over at Amazon, and he will send you one. He'll send it to you at a discount. It's a penny off. Me, it's $30. Now, if you've already bought it from Amazon or you prefer to deal with Amazon, that's cool. Screenshot your order. I had one guy send me a picture of him holding the actual book, the paperback, and I will send you free through email a copy of the ebook. Say, well, I've already got the book, Coach. Now, this one is a Google Slides format. You can pull it up on your screen, share it with your kids, make presentations with your team, with your staff. And then you've got the book. You can mark up, highlight, write in the margins, all kind of cool things like that. But this blocking system, I had a guy the other day. He asked about it, and I sent him a copy of the system, the GPS system, along with the book. And he said, Coach, the system's too much for me. He coaches a youth team. He said, but what do you think this blocking scheme is suitable? Guys, I've said it for the better part of my 40 years in coaching. Gap down backer is the best sub-varsity blocking scheme, and also varsity blocking scheme to me for smaller schools with limited practice time, with limited numbers on the field. It's the best one going. There's other blocking schemes that are really good. You see them on Saturday and Sunday all the time. You say, well, if they're doing it, why don't we? Because they're playing with grown men who they've handpicked and they're paying to do it. And that's pretty much all they do. Okay? You're dealing with kids. It makes them more aggressive because they know what they're doing. There's very little, if any, post-snap adjustments. They pretty much identify gap down backer. I'm telling you, it's the best thing going. Check it out as well. Like I said, go to Amazon or hit me up at siegel.chip@gmail.com. All right, subscribe to the channel so you can get those freebies. At the end of the video, I'll have those freebies back up there and you can check them out and see what you like. It's the best kind of shopping spree you can go on because everything's free. All you got to do is subscribe to the Cockeyed channel. Don't forget the podcast over on Spotify, on Apple, wherever you get podcasts. Coaches from all levels of coaching. I ain't had an NFL guy yet, but that's coming. I'm going to have some NFL players on. You can bet that hoss. But if you have an idea for a video or podcast guest, give me a holler, siegel.chip@gmail.com. All right, let's get to the video clips, and I'm going to walk you and talk you through them. And we're going to look at the verts. And you'll get to see what I diagrammed for you in the other video. All right, let's talk about 4 vertical concepts, how you can put them in your offense. You can see a high school team actually doing it. All right, let's go do it. All right, so I've labeled these. I've got little squares here and there to remind me more than anything what's going on the play, so I can kind of tell you what's up and what you can expect. But it's actual, and I use the same terminology I used in the other video on the whiteboard discussion and with all the diagrams. So you can see what is drawn by the My Just Play app. You can see it come to life and be animated. All right, now this one is going to be one of the ones toward the end of the last video, the bender. And this is our right slot. Okay, this is our Z, very good jetter. If you watch my jet videos, you've seen this kid. He's pretty sporty. So he just slowed down and bent inside. Quarterback did a good job hitting him in the hole and giving him a chance to catch it and avoid the safety. Whoop. He's right there. Like I said, this kid was special. So that's the bender. And if you notice, look at the other guys, what they're doing. They're running the 4 verts. See, this kid here curled. I know it's not the best, because it wasn't very high, but it was good. This was our right call. This was verts with a right call. I told you we called it for years. We called the right call was Rita because that was the 2 quarterbacks' grandmother. And their other grandmother's name was Lyra, so the left cut was Lyra. And it was very easy. All we had to do is say verts, Rita, verts, Rita, verts, Lyra, verts, Lyra. What's the next best thing to a 1-word call? A 2-word call, So this is going to be a right call. So your slots are going to be making right cuts. So your left slot at the top is going to run, in essence, a dig. And your right slot is running an out. And it was just a way to adjust it and do it on the fly. In this situation against this white team, we went hurry up. We had everything that could possibly go wrong in the first quarter. We were playing a team much bigger. They went on won the 4A state championship, and we got beat in the 2A semis that year. So, we weren't bad, but they were pretty daggum sporty. And they jumped on us, I think it was 24-0. And we just, whatever we got to do. And I told the quarterback, I said, here's the 1-run play. And we went 4x4. We took our regular H out, put another Z type kid in. And the quarterback called the plays. Said, we're going to run verts and we're going to run our gut play. That'd be the run. Oh, and we said we could run jet too. And that's all we did. And we signaled some of it in, some of it he called. Because, it was a very limited playlist. And he did a whale of a job. And next thing you know, we're back in the game. They're gassed because they're not playing any more kids than we are, and they're not used to playing this way. This was 5th game of the season. We played them every year, 5th game of the season, big non-region game. packed that joker out, and had to play it, money game. And we got back in the cockeyed thing, ended up getting beat by a touchdown, I think 8. And we got back in it and then kicked it to their best player, and he checked out. I'll never forget. His name was Spanky. But anyway, sorry. I like giving y'all context. See? And again, he knew the side he was working with. He pre-snapped it. So he looked, so they were kind of in a catch man, I believe, or some type of quarters coverage. And he looked, and he knew this kid was very good, all-state wide receiver his junior and senior year. And actually was up for player of the year, I think, his senior year. And he liked that matchup. So right on the jump, he's looking to the right, getting a clear out, in essence, right here with this kid running the vert. And then getting this out cut right here. See, look, this guy's already backpedaling. Quarterback knows right now, as long as this guy continues with the number 1 at the bottom, then the out cut's going to be there. He knew that. Boom. See? There it is. And we get out of bounds, stop the clock. And that's what we were trying to do. All right, same game, same situation. See, we're still in 2x2. We got the 4, sure enough, wide receivers in there. The H is out. And this is going to be get opens. GO stands for get open versus man 2. See, now they done took a D lineman out and gone to an odd front. Get open is either they're going to run a takeoff or they're going to run a curl. Now, sometimes, and you can see right here, number 2 right here, the number 2 receiver, he's kind of bending out because he sees this guy breaking down. He sees the corner breaking down, so he knows that space is going to be open. And so that's what get open is. So it's kind of it's almost like a read route, if you will. And it's something you practice a lot in the summertime, doing stuff like this, doing your routes on air, which we did them on, objects. All right, this one is inside curls. Inside guys are going to curl up. Outside guys are going to go. Couldn't get out of bounds on that one. Okay. Now, there's probably a case where he decided beforehand. Remember, he's going to decide beforehand what side he's working with, but don't decide who you're going to throw it to, because defense gets a vote, and they can take it away from you. Decide if you're going to read the middle, you're going to read the left, you're going to read the right. If you read the middle against one high, you're playing, keep away with the safety. You look him away to the left and you throw it to the guy on the right on the 2 verts up the middle. But, so you really got 3 choices pre-snap against one high. You can read left, you can read middle, you can read right. But again, like I told you before, I just don't believe you can read everything. You just can't see it. You're seeing too much, so you're seeing nothing. Okay. All right, this is a right tag. So we called verts and made a right call, in this case, Rita. So the 2 inside guys are going to make right cuts. So the guy at the left is going to make like a dig, and the guy on the right is going to run it out because they're both cutting to the right. It worked for us. I thought, what can I tell you? People say, how does that work? I said, it worked. By the way, that number 4 just scored. He's a 9th grader here. So I wonder where he is now, Coach. Trying to sign a free agent contract with the Falcons and trying to latch on with them. That's what he's doing now. Yep. All right, now this is a bender. He's going to, right here, the circle cat's going to come down the field, and he's going to look for the clearing, and he's just going to bend into the opening behind, in this case, behind the linebackers and in front of the safeties. And again, I'm just honest. We just kind of accidentally discovered it. And I know other people have done it. There's nothing, I'm not taking credit for creating it. I'm just kind of making fun of myself. We just said, hey, let's try this. And it, just looking at film, and I said, what if he bend right? Truthfully. Boy, quarterback was courageous, wasn't he? Just a subtle bend into the vacant area is all it took. Okay? Let's go back a little further. All right, here he is. Right here. Look at his head. He is looking inside. He's going to bend in behind 53. And the kids, defenders are going to react to what's in front of them. And I'm not getting all philosophical on you here, but watch 53, the Mike linebacker. I guess he's Mike. Watch 53 when he sees the back slip out of the backfield. He's right here. He's got his head on a swivel. Oh, there. Look what he does. Just making that void in the middle even bigger. Look, there's nobody around number 2. There's nobody around him. And you give that kid the ball in the open field, special things can happen. Now, these cats we're playing, they're athletic as crap. I mean, year in and year out is one of the most athletic teams we played. See, he's making that. Okay, that's just the bend. We just said verts, bend, and we did it with that one cat. Well, not one cat. Other kids did it, but that one position. Because our quarterbacks were right-handed, they could see it better. I don't know why. It just worked out that way. And it was a lot less confusing just to say, when you're in the right slot, when we call bend, you're the bender. All right, now you're going to see several of these. This is not like a pre-snap anything as far as a call goes. It's just verts. And they can react to it as to what the defense gives us. And you're going to see the H run right here. And the reason I show this to you, it's going to be incomplete. Quarterback waited too long. And then as we go through the clips, you'll see he hits it quicker. And then in the state championship game, he hits that joker almost immediately. But this is just an idea of what you can do with four verts when you practice it. Right there. Now, see, he waited too late. Again. See, he should have thrown it a little bit sooner. And he will. He was a 10th grader. This is the same kid that just scored the touchdown as a 9th grader, number 4. And now he's a 10th grader. His brother's graduated, and he's the quarterback. And the maturation process with him is just amazing. I wish I could take credit for it. But that's just good athleticism, good genes. All right, here it is with a left call. So that means both the slots, or if you got an H in the game, are going to run left cuts. You'll see this one. See, he cut out down here at the bottom. Don't worry about that. He cut out and he cut in. That receiver was pretty sporty. Hey, coaches, let me tell you about our partners over at Just Play Sports Solutions. All the play diagrams on Football Talk with Coach Chip since the spring of 2021 have been done by the My Just Play app Just Play Sports Solutions created. You can find it at myjustplay.com. Team packages, individual packages, which is what I got. With the team package, you create your playbooks, you make scout cards, you can add video to the play so the diagram literally comes to life. The players get an app, they put it on their phone, so you don't have to print any more playbooks, any more game plans, any more scouting reports. And since players never go anywhere without their phones, their playbook is always with them. Contact my buddy Brad Rumsey at brumsey@justplayss.com. brumsey@justplayss.com, or call him by phone at 517-937-5433. Tell him Coach Chip sent you. Oh, here's a switch. We'll get a switch call right here. Now, this is a case where you got to decide pre-snap. Am I going left, middle, right? Because I can't see the whole field. But don't decide who you're going to throw it to. Again, just a 10th grader, and he decided who he was going to throw it to. This was the dude right here. This was the good jetter, the one you saw a while ago that checked out on the on just a simple little pass across the middle and made everybody miss on the bender. But you can't make up your mind, because watch number 1 when he switches and comes in. He's buck naked, wide open as the day he was born. Now, number 2 made a whale of a play. I'm not knocking that, but look at there. You see, he geared down. That's a great example of gearing down. Great example of gearing down right there. And that's why you got to practice it a lot. It's great conditioning. See right here, he said, I'm open. He can feel it. He's open. He slows down. But then again, this guy here's pretty open too. And you can't let it hang in the air too long, because you know what happens when the ball's in the air? The scene changes. The DBs are moving. All right, here's the outside guys curling. In another case, I believe he may argue the point that he'd made up his mind, because, look, yeah, dude, he looks like he's out to practice early. But you can see there's people open all over the field, and you don't have to see the entire field, because you break it down into chunks, into sections for the quarterback. So, okay, we're running verts, and you prepare him with reps and practice. Okay, you get this look, you want to look down the middle. I love looking down the middle versus one high. If you get this look, you want to look to the left or look to the right. But react, take what they're giving you, react to the defense. All right, this is verts with the middle of the field open. And again, this is the H on the hot seam. Now, we'll say, what is a hot seam? It just means you're throwing it quicker. It's a straight vert, but you're throwing it quicker. And he knows he's getting on that line, and he's going to run that line. And you guys, I'm going to tell you, you cannot cover this thing with an inside linebacker unless you got a freak. This is a very athletic inside linebacker. Oh, my goodness. He made that was a good play by 6 on defense. That's all he could do. But again, look at the quarterback. It's a little bit later on, boom. All right, outside curls. He's going to hit number 2 in the hole. The wide receiver geared down in the void. That's what you got. And you got to practice it a lot. Look, here's the void. Pre-snap is really a little bit further upfield. See, slow down. There you go. You got to be in a foot race. You don't want to run to coverage. You don't want to run to coverage. One more time. All right, outside curls, slots on the seams. Oh, a little thunderhead coming up in here. Good job. I do not think that was a bender. It could have been, I don't know. It's a little bit deep if it was a bender, but he could have held it a little bit too long. I don't know. All right. Now, this is a good case of pre-snap communication. Quarterback looks. Guys, look. Middle of the field's open. Not really. There is a safety. He was so deep. It was 4th down. I have no idea why he was playing so deep. It was 4th and 4. And they were very salty. This team right here, very good run defensive team. 4th and 3, 4th and 4 is not a rundown against those cats. So what we did, we called for the verts. Quarterback looked over at number 1 and gave him the signal to run a smoke. A smoke screen is where, just a stand pass where he just like fast feet and flashes his hands. You throw it to him right now. To draw the corner up. Okay, so he draws the corner up. But he realized he's now got this cat is on an island against, that's number 2 again. The same one I've been talking about. We got his butt on an island. The safety can't help because he's not even in the picture. And he was just trying to get a first down. But number 2 had other ideas. So he's telling them, he's giving them the smoke call. And you can't, linebackers can't cover Z's like that, good Z's. And this is what the verts is all about, getting your players the ball in space. Again, not super deep passes, just getting the ball to them. And that's all offensive football is, whether you're getting in too tight, full house T and giving it to your best runner 25 times a game, or doing something like this. You're getting offensive football. Excuse me. Offensive football at the high school level is it's all about, or any level, but especially at high school level, is it, and below sub-varsity, get the ball to your playmakers. Whatever you got to do. Jets, handoffs, that's what it's all about. I don't know if they were playing with 10 or if this was 0, because it's too tight to tell. But switch. And it was a good switch, and if we'd have had protected better. And he's looking to the right, but look over here at the left. See what I'm talking about? The slot receiver is wide open running down the numbers. And you can't fuss at your quarterback, unless you've told him, look that way. Say, hey, when we call this, or you pre-snap and say, hey, look left, or whatever signal you want to have for that. But if you tell him he's got to pick a place he's looking, whether it's left, middle, right, on verts, and he doesn't look, and the guy's wide open, you can't fuss at him. You gave him permission to pick the side. So if you pick the side next time. Don't fuss at the kid when you gave him a choice and he didn't choose the way you thought he ought to choose. That comes back to coaching. So, but also too, you get to see the scramble drill. Go check that video out. That's a pretty good video. And I've got that as a resource, how you can set it up. It's great conditioning for the summer. But you practice scrambling, and this is the stuff that happens. Receivers see it. He works back. Boom. Wonder where he is now. He's a junior in this. Yeah, he's a junior in this game. Where is he? He just got drafted by the Chargers. I've told y'all before, I ain't a great coach. I had some dudes. That's him. He's DB with the Chargers. They get a little greedy. All right, watch H on the hot. You see the quarterback. This is second round of 17. So this is like 8 weeks after the earlier one I was showing you where he held it too long. Watch. He doesn't even take his 3-step drop. He knows what he's doing. He's going hot. Pre-snapped it to that he's going to throw the H hot because this kid can't cover him. The inside linebacker's not going to cover him. 1-step settle. Boom. It's almost like quick game. That was just a curl. A conversion. He converted to a curl. All right, now this is another H hot on the hot seam. All right, he knew. All right, look here. Here's the H. If this linebacker blitzes, that means this guy has got to come get him right here. But look, this guy's going to step up, and this guy's going to blitz, and you're going to get a touchdown. It just the H is amazing to me. It always has been. I talk about it. It's like back in the old days. We said tight ends are always open. Well, in our system, the H is almost always open. All right, now this is one I love this one. This was, I believe, the go-ahead touchdown in the state championship game. Because this was a tight ball game until the second half. We ended up winning by 3 touchdowns, but it was a tight ball game. And again, this comes from preparation. Same situation as a while ago, a little bit different formation. It's flipped. He's trying to figure out who's covering the H. The quarterback is. He goes, I'm going to find out. So he tells the running back to go in motion. And we had a rule on the field. If the quarterback tells you to do something, you do it. And here's why. If it's wrong, we'll fix the quarterback. But what we can't have is a debate on the field. And it's a lot easier to fix one guy, the quarterback, than trying to fix a whole bunch of people. So he just looked at him and goes, what? He said, go in motion. Go early. And he did. And both these cats bumped. So right then, the quarterback knew, I'm open. Because the only guy that can cover him is the inside backer. And we've already established that crap ain't happening. See? This is the magic of Four Verts. And like I always say, empty is a beautiful thing. All right, here's a bender. We started with a bender. We're going to about close out with a bender. All right, I believe this is a trips bender. This was his senior year. And we had 2 benders. So we were in trips, and we didn't go over trips in the other video, and we got 2 benders. And the guy that's off the picture is the one that's going to catch it. There's just space. There's space for the taking, but you have to practice exposing it, practice acknowledging it, recognizing it, saying where's the space, and being able to get there, throw it in space. This is senior year again. And there's the bender again. I believe that was trips again, wasn't it? Yeah. All right, coaches, that's it for another episode of Football Talk with Coach Chip, brought to you by Just Play Sports Solutions and their My Just Play app, the best play drawing tool out there on the market. I've tried them all over the years and recently. This is the best one. Check them out. My buddy Brad Rumsey. Also, opportunity to support Coach Chip. buymeacoffee.com/Coach Chip. It's real easy to do. I set up the account. So if I can set up the account, I know good and fired well, you can go on there and use it. I sure would appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, here are just a sample of, most of the resources that are available to subscribers to Football Talk with Coach Chip. All you got to do is check it out. Email me at siegel.chip@gmail.com. Tell me what you want, and then I'll get it to you just as quick as I can. Thanks again for joining us on Football Talk with Coach Chip. Be sure you like the video, you subscribe to the video, and you've already done all that. Share it on your social media, and check out our buddy Brad Rumsey, and you see his contact info there at Just Play Sports Solutions and their wonderful My Just Play app. Until next time, y'all be elite.